Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of the Southern Beer Review. I'm here with my buddy William. I'm John. We're here at the District Brewing Company in Birmingham, Alabama. And this is going to be hopefully the first of many episodes to come. And I thought we'd start off by just introducing ourselves and maybe talking about where we come from and our beer tastes. So William, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about your three favorite beers of all time?
So yeah, I'm William Richardson, and like John, I've been a fan of craft beer now for probably going on 25 years. The three beers that I've chosen as my favorites are the ones that I seem to go to, so to speak. Or just when I'm at the store, I want something that tastes good to go with a particular meal. One of my favorites is actually made right here at the District in Birmingham, and it's called it's a pecan lager. The older I've gotten, the better I like lagers, but it's got a slight roasted hint of pecans, which I really like. There's another brewery probably 3 or 4 miles from here called Good People that makes a Mexican lager called Muchacho. It's really popular, but it's really light drinking too and goes with just about every meal. And then number 3 would be out of Tampa, Florida. A brewery called Cigar City makes I guess you might call it a Citra IPA called High Life. And so when I think about the three beers I buy the most, that I just enjoy sipping, those would be my favorite three.
And I should also mention that William and I have been best friends since, 1988, something like that?
Yep, high school. Yep.
And been drinking beer together for 25 years or more. And yeah, we're just ordinary guys who enjoy beer a lot. We're not experts, but we are beer fans. And speaking of being a beer fan, I'll mention my 3 favorite of all time. A beer I have not had in years and years, but it stuck with me. It's called Goodnight Imperial Red from Oscar Blues. Speaking of Southern brewery, well, actually, Oscar Blues is Colorado, but they have a Southern satellite now in Asheville. But yeah, that Goodnight Imperial Red, one of my favorites of all time, but I hadn't seen it in a while around these parts. After that, I would go with a classic, very old beer, Pilsner Urquell. Best Pilsner I've ever had. When I taste it in comparison to other Pilsners, there's no comparison. And the third would probably be a pretty readily available one, Torpedo IPA from Sierra Nevada. Just a good, solid, piney IPA. But having introduced ourselves a little bit and our beer taste, I thought we'd just go ahead and get started since we're here at the District Brewery. I thought we would start with a beer we've never had from the District before. It is called, got a can here, it's called the Raven. And we're actually going to try it on draft. But this is they sell it in cans as well. And it's an Imperial Stout, 10.5% alcohol volume. And we've never tried it. So before we do, I thought, you want me to read the description?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is the Raven, and it's 58 IBUs. Deep into the darkness peering, long we sat there wondering and dreaming dreams we had never dared to dream before. How big could we actually make this beer? And from our dreams arose the Raven. Our latest Imperial Stout was brewed with roasted barley and dark malts, giving off heavy notes of coffee and chocolate to build the base for this delicate treat. Quote the Raven, no adjuncts needed for this one. Please enjoy responsibly.
One thing I'll say real quick too is one of the reasons we chose to start here is the District, to me, every kind of beer they brew is right on the money. They make good Pilsners, lagers, IPAs, stouts, but, especially in the fall and the winter, their stouts seem to be right on the money, and that's one of the reasons we chose these. But you can get a good look.
Yeah.
If you look at John's glass, you can get a good look at the color, and it's about as dark as it's going to get for an IPA. For a stout.
Yeah, the District's my favorite brewery in Birmingham, so we thought we'd start here. So, want to try?
Well, right off the bat, you can tell that it's over 9 or 10%. It's got a liqueur quality to it, I guess you might say.
It's very, very nice. It's not too sweet, but it does have a definite hint of sweetness there that I enjoy. I don't like an overly sweet stout, but I'm almost getting a little bit of almost a bitter chocolate, which I really like.
And I was going to say, one thing I like about this and I've only had two sips of this ever. There's nothing that's overpowering.
Yeah,
I got
very balanced.
I got a hint of the chocolate. I got a hint of the, just like almost any stout. A small hint of coffee maybe.
Yep.
Just a little bit, but not one flavor is overpowering any of the others.
This is 10.5%, so it's a sipper, I would say, but at the same time, I feel like I could drink this fairly fast if I'm not careful, because it's very, very tasty. It's even got a little bit of a thirst quenching element to it, to me anyway.
And since we're in that time of the year, it seems like the kind of beer that would be perfect to pair with the kind of food that you would generally eat over the holidays.
Yes.
Meats and that kind of thing. Especially with this, and again, a little roasty, but not overpowering, so that you can't taste the other flavors as well.
Yeah, this would be good. This would definitely be good on Thanksgiving. Maybe with dessert, or maybe with a like you said, a meat would be good.
But again, if you're ever in the Birmingham, Alabama area, you need to check out Birmingham District Brewing Company. Again, that's where we are, right here, and there's no style of beer they don't do well, in my opinion. And they've been open for 4 or 5 years now.
Something like that.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to try to bring to you.
Yeah,
not here every time necessarily, but a new beer somewhere.
And we're just like I said, we're ordinary guys who thought we would give this a shot. But one of I guess our thing is going to be Southern beers. We're their Southern beer review, and we're going to try to focus as much as possible on local beers or beers local to the South. We have a trip coming up. Actually, it's going to be next summer, so it's still a ways away, where we're going to be heading up to the Blue Ridge Parkway. And we hope to bring quite a few episodes from that way too. But even before we get there, we'll try to continue with doing some more local beers. I guess we're at the point now where we need to decide to give this a rating. We decided on a 10 star system.
Yeah, the 10-point scale would give us more leeway as opposed to 1 through 5. 10 would be able to. A 10-point scale would allow us to be a little more flexible in the rating system.
And so we're not going to try to get into mouthfeel and smell and aroma and
IBUs.
All that stuff's great, but we're just going to keep it simple, and whether we enjoy it or not, and on a scale of 1 to 10. So whenever you think you got your rating, you can go first, William, and then I'll follow up, and we're going to average the two for an overall score. I
mean, again, you can see this is as much as I've had of it. So I haven't had a lot of it, but just like every other beer the district makes, it's really good, and I would go 9. I mean, it's that good.
I'm gonna agree that it's a very good beer. I personally, on drinking this much of it, they have another stout called the Black Flower. I give the edge to the Black Flower, and I would go an 8 with this, which is still a really good beer. So I guess
8.5.
We're going to come with an 8.5 for the Raven Imperial Stout. If you're interested in giving it a try yourself, you'll actually have to come down to the district, because they only sell it on the premises. You can get it in draft, or you can get it in one of these cans, which is straight out of the draft anyway. So there's really not much difference.
And if you like the video, give a shout out to the district too, because that's one way that they can get a little more business. And it's very successful, but the more people we get, the more beer they're going to make. So if you like the district, give them a shout out when you watch the video.
We should also mention, last thing, if you do like the video, you can like the video and you subscribe to the Southern Beer Review, and we'd really appreciate it.
Yep.
We hope to do a few more of these.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around.